Today I am here with another Belle Tress Luxe Collection wig. This is Spade in the color Sunkissed Almond R. The Luxe collection from Belle Tress is a luxury collection, high-end pieces with fully hand-tied caps, a price tag to match, but they are something special. So if you want to know more about Spade, stick around. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook, and I am here in partnership with Name Brand Wigs. They sent me Spade so I could review her for all of you and just give you guys the lowdown on this beautiful hand-tied cap. I've reviewed one or two others from the Luxe collection and always excited to bring you something different. I show everything from $20 Amazon wigs all the way up to luxury high-end human hair and really everything in between. I believe with all my heart that every woman deserves to see something that will work for her, especially women with hair loss who are struggling. Name Brand Wigs is a wonderful online retailer. They support this wig wearing community and they are waiting to help you find the hair that you've been looking for. You can email them support@namebrandwigs.com. I have a coupon code that will save you 30% off of this piece and all Belle Tress wigs and most of the brands that they carry, making the sticker shock on this one, which retails for over $600 with no discount, a little bit easier to take. More details in the description. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. One of the great benefits of a fully hand-tied cap is the natural feeling on your head. There's no wefting on this piece at all. And so when I shake my head, watch how the hair moves. Because each fiber or cluster of fibers is individually hand-tied into this cap, you get a lot more natural swing and movement versus a wefted cap where all the hair is sewn together on a weft track across the back. So really you're getting the hair to move as a clump and up and down, but you don't get that, 180-degree movement all around a single knot like you do with a hand-tied wig. We have got a lace front on this one and a full mono top. Let me show you that lace front. It is an extended lace front all the way from here to here. They did a really great job with that lace front. So if you are someone who has struggled with wigs with wefts, either because it just doesn't feel as natural, you find the wefts to be a little bulky in the back, because I'm feeling straight down to head right here when there's no wefting in the way. Or if you have struggled with Permatease on some wigs, synthetic specifically and heat-friendly synthetic. Permatease is not a product of a human hair wig at all. You don't find Permatease on these hand-tied caps. So while I would say that this has a fair amount of hair, I mean, it's definitely a healthy head of hair, it doesn't have the volume that a wig with Permatease does, so it's very, very flat up on the top. Let me show you inside this cap so you can see what I mean by a fully hand-tied cap. Plus, I think I'm having a hot flash, so I needed to get that wig off my head. So that's that beautiful Luxe cap. So it's got this kind of rounded monofilament and there is no seam here. So sometimes on a monofilament wig, you get a seam right here between the lace front and the monofilament. And depending on the wig, sometimes you can see that seam if it's got a decent amount of parting space. No seam on this one. Look at that. The ear tabs are part of that lace. So we have ear tabs, there is a bendable stay in here. We've got a nice little piece of silicone to help with a little bit of grip. You can use adhesive on that if you'd like to really give you some security, although no adhesive is needed at all. And lace all the way. So it just gives you that really natural hairline if the wind blows or if you want to take and pull the hair up off of your face. We've got an extended nape. We have got bra strap adjusters. And then look at all of that hand-tied. You can kind of see my fingers through here. So the hand-tied cap can give a little bit of an appearance of scalp if the wind blows, but on this piece specifically, the knots are cluster knotted. So can you see in there? That's what a cluster knot looks like. Now on the product page, this says it's low density. Density claims are very misleading in a way. Not purposely misleading, misleading because there's no standard to density. You can get a wig that's, now in the major name brand wig world, you don't often see percentages of density, like 130% density or 150% density. Sometimes you see that in the more budget-friendly wigs, like the Amazon type budget friendly and human hair. In the synthetic wig world, you might hear low density or high density, but it doesn't have any meaning because there is no standard. So this wig to me feels more moderate to potentially even high density. I wouldn't necessarily consider this a low density piece based on the fact that I have tried hundreds, probably 500 or more synthetic wigs over the past 6 years. So I can compare this density to others that I thought were lower density. What does this mean for you? I would say because this doesn't have Permatease, this is not an overwhelmingly full wig. It absolutely feels like a healthy head of hair, probably more hair than most of us have ever had. But it's natural, and because of the wave pattern, it looks like you did your hair. And when we do our hair, we often put some thickening product in it. We maybe do a little back combing in the back to give it a little volume. So it's appropriate and natural for the style, but I want you to take density claims on any website with a grain of salt because you don't know what that means or what it's compared to. Let's talk about fit. Belle Tress as a brand is known for running big. When you think about the major name brands, there's a kind of a scale. Some brands run more average petite or smaller, some are pretty true to average, and some are larger than average. Belle Tress in general is known for running more larger than average, except for certain collections. This Luxe collection, I think, runs truer to average, sometimes maybe even a little smaller than average. I am not really getting a ton of extra cap. It's a very stretchy cap, but I'm not getting a lot of extra cap up here. And I did cinch this in a fair amount, and it has quite a bit of stretch. So what I'm thinking is this is truer to average than their City collection, which is their original collection of wigs. If you're familiar with Belle Tress, and maybe it's run big on you over the years, or you've gravitated toward Belle Tress because you need caps that are a little bit on the larger side, this isn't running typical to Belle Tress cap size. I have a 21 1/4 circumference. I did cinch this in. I think it's really true to 22 inches for sure. I have just over 12 inches ear to ear, and it's definitely fitting me well. I can pull this over my ear a little bit, so it's definitely not as petite as I am, and because this cap is so soft and so stretchy, I can tuck it behind my ear and it's not bothering me. I don't feel it rubbing up on the back of my ear. It's not uncomfortable. All right, we're gonna talk about color, but I do want to say I have a video where I talk about heat-friendly fibers. They do require a little bit of special care. Not so much on a shorter piece like this. This sits above my shoulders. It's not going to get friction on it, so I'm not going to really need to do anything special, anything different than I would do with any other wig. If it were longer, I would have to worry about that friction. So I'll make sure that video is linked below so that you can at least educate yourself on heat-friendly fibers. For me personally, in styles above shoulder length, I prefer heat-friendly fibers even over human hair. I love them. I think they're super natural looking. They're not shiny. And since the style is baked in, when you wash it, it's going to spring back to this. You won't have to take any heat to refresh these curls. All right, let's talk about this color, Sunkissed Almond R. This is right up my alley. This is a light brown with blonde highlights to my eye. It is a little warm. I would say it leans slightly toward auburn, slightly. Not red, not auburn, but when you're thinking of like the spectrum of color, and it could be like cool leaning toward gray or really warm leaning toward red, this is leaning slightly from neutral to warm with just a slight auburn feel to it. More of a light brown. They call this a medium brown with light blonde highlights and a darker root. This is more of a light brown, medium brown to light brown to me. When I hear medium brown, I think about a bit of a darker brunette. I'm not seeing any dark brunette on this piece. There's that root. It's not a long root. It's not a super harsh root. And it just fades so well into the lighter brown in here. So if you're a natural brunette, this could be a great color for you. If you have struggled with colors being too light, but you can do light browns or lighter browns, this could be a great transition color for you. It does have that blonde in the front, which could make it feel a little bit lighter, but I think it's a great transitional color, either for a brunette into summer or a blonde into winter. Kind of straddles that line. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Don't forget about name brand wigs the next time you're in the market for a major name brand. See you guys soon. All right, friends, this is Spade out of the box. I have not combed through her or anything. You can see she's not looking super out of the box. I used to do a separate unboxing video, but now I'm gonna try to do them here and there when I can. And if I film the outside look before I film the review, then I'll do it then. It's just so hard to film all the different components of these videos and then edit them all together. It's so time consuming. I almost feel like I shouldn't show her this way. But this is the reality. Wigs don't always look super out of the box, and you have to be prepared to assess them without being able to do much to them. And I have a video on this topic. It's quite a few years old, but I'll make sure it's linked below. Good one. Good color. Really good color. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.